Done. Okay, and then this one? Oh, I'm like way off. It is this one though, right? No, it's this one. Is it this one? I question what's going on here with my everything. Why does this not have No, this one has the ad in it, so it has to be this one. And it has the honk. There we go. Okay. So why am I where I am? Oh. Me there. I don't know why that was moved. It's been a bit since I used this screen. Okay, let me put that there and then should I make myself bigger? If oh, I'm up higher. There, I can be up higher. Oh, thanks. Okay, give me a quick second to see where Holly is. Because I don't see her. And I'm suspicious. Okay, she's where I thought she was. She was, she's in the dirty, she's sitting in my dirty laundry. I changed my bed sheets, so she's sitting in those. I was gonna run them through the wash, but I had to wash one of the blankets first because it smelled worse. Basically. Because Charlie was bad. He had a little accident on the blanket. Yeah, so we'll just chat for a bit. I think it's been a while since I've done it just chatting. When was the last time I did one? I'm wondering. Was it New Year's? It was, I think it was when we finished Batman. Well, that was January though, but like, that was, like my birthday doesn't count. My voice was also dying. And then we had a co-working one. Maybe that one counts? I think that one counts. We did co-working. So that was May. That was May? God, I don't even remember it. That's how you know, That's how you know. Maybe I should. Can I zoom in? Wait. There we go. Let me just. I can make myself really big. Do you want me to be really big? Or do you want me to be like reasonably sized? I've been thinking about putting in some effort to make a 3D room, but then like I have to like do 3D. and I'm having a hard enough time with stickers, you know? Like, Jesus. I was posting today in the Discord. Okay, so I'll show you the fruits of my labor for today first, because that one's more fun. It took 6 hours. Okay, it should not have taken 6 hours. All right, here's the fruits of my labor. So I converted some of the art assets from some of the Game Jam games and stuff. Like my favorite little flood guy. I did a palette swap for him so he prints out nicer and matches the other stuff. And then I got the lilies of the valley and the rainbow from the cabinet, the BRB screen. And Big Corpo is there too. I tried doing the sun as well, but he didn't look as good, so I'm going to leave him be for now. So I had wanted to do these with a laminate, but well, okay. Where's the failed pictures? Do I have to crop those? Yeah, there's reflections in there. Okay. So I wanted to do these stickers, but with like sparkles on it, like hollow stuff. But when I put the laminate on, it fucked up at the very bottom. So the Big Corpo stickers would have been ruined. But I was like, that's okay. The rest of the stuff is fine. So it'll be fine. Right? Like it won't be a complete waste, because as soon as the laminate goes on, like it doesn't come off. That's why like you have to be so careful with placing it. But like every time I try to do the squeegee maneuver with the laminate, it just doesn't work. It always gets wrinkles and stuff. It works so much better if I just like make sure it's attached at the bottom nicely and then just let it fall, you know? But yeah, so it didn't turn out nice. I put it in the cutting machine, okay? And I was like, okay, well, we'll cut it out. We'll salvage some of this. It'll be fine. And then the cutting machine broke. It just like, it started off okay. And then as it was cutting, it became more and more off center. And then by the very bottom, it was just completely wrong. And it cut through all the designs and all the stickers. So I wasted a sticker sheet and the laminate. Okay. I was upset about that. In a what a waste type of thing, you know? Because it's so stupid why it would do that. So when this happens, they're like, oh, you need to, like, there's a million different ways to solve the problem, but in the end of the day, you power cycle the damn thing. So I power cycled it and I recalibrated it to the default settings, which I didn't even change. So, you know, and I reprinted without any laminate, just reprinted, and it would not register the printing marks at all. And then I spent 2 hours trying to figure out why the damn thing wouldn't figure out the registration marks. And then I gave up. Not really. I tried, I went with the restart the whole computer approach. Okay. So I restarted the computer and then a Windows update went and I was like, shit. And so then I had to download the new software. So I had to do that. And I was done downloading the new software and then it wouldn't connect, the machine wouldn't connect to the computer anymore. So then I had to restart the computer again and I had to do firmware checks and all this other stuff. Anyways, at 4 p.m. it was finally cutting again. Yeah. It was finally cutting again. And it was finally finding the registration marks. So what I was doing is I have these clear, oh, this isn't going to be the best photo. This is from 7 p.m. Okay. Bear with me here. I have a clear sticker sheet, right? So basically it cuts out and it's transparent. So just picture all the white is transparent. Okay. I wanted to make decals that you would put over photos, right? Like, and I based this off of like some graphic design cyberpunky stuff. So there's like a slight glow around the colors or whatever. I sent it to my friend because she's doing a bunch of scrapbooking right now. And she was like, oh, I see your vision. So I'd printed these and cut them out, and it smudged everywhere. And something about the plastic for the transparent part is way too thick with this stuff I bought. So the dye wouldn't stick very well, and then it smudged, and then it wouldn't cut. I spent an hour doing multiple passes to try and get it to cut. And when I finally thought it was done, the kiss cut didn't work. So now you have like, I have a bunch of duds that are all kind of smudgy, and that you can see, you kind of seen the photo, right? There's like two lines. There's the outer line and then the inner line. The inner line is the kiss cut so that you can do easy peel stickers, right? It's a pain in the ass to make the easy peel sticker, but like, man, when it comes to using the actual stickers, it helped so much. You would not believe. I'm glad I figured out how to do that. So I was upset again because I only have like 8 sheets of this transparent stuff because I bought it from Michael's. So I reprinted another sheet, and then I let it sit for like an hour and a half. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was smudging because I just didn't let it sit long enough, you know? An hour and a half didn't matter because it's still smudged. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see on the dots. Yeah, on the blue ones, you can kind of see in the green ones. You can kind of see where it was smudging. Much better than it was before, but it's still, at least this time around, the kiss cut and the die cut settings were much better, so it went smoother. But yeah, at 7 p.m. I finally got these done, which I want to use for some tests. I'm gonna kind of see what people recommend for the clear sheets, because for some reason this plastic, the clear plastic, it's so thick. It shouldn't be that thick. I think it's just the brand of paper I got, which is the official Silhouette branded clear stuff. So like, I'm not sure why it's like that, but it doesn't take the dye and it doesn't work very well. This isn't something I'd sell, but it's something I can use to mess around with. So, you know, when you haven't installed updates for a long time, your computer doesn't want to go into sleep mode, which prevents you from sleeping. Oh no. I have the professional version, Windows 11, so it doesn't do updates as often. But sometimes like the mandatory security patch comes out and it's like, you must update, and it's like, eh. So that was what this one was. So yeah, we got some new stickers. I suffered for it. It took stupid amount of time. Yeah, and the other thing is, like, for whatever reason, it can't even, so what I had found out last week with the registration marks was that if you moved the top left one, it wouldn't work. But if you kept it the same and moved everything else, it would work fine. Because what it's looking for is the top left one. And I was like, okay, fine. I won't move that. I'll just move the other ones. That'll give me enough space to do what I need. And then it doesn't work anymore. it just decided that's not working anymore. You have to have it default, which is super annoying. So I might just keep it default so I stop wasting paper. Like, the reason I wanted to make it bigger was so that I wouldn't waste so much paper printing stickers. But I'm wasting so much paper printing stickers because I'll move the registration mark and then it won't register at all, no matter what I do. Even if I put it manually. Well, it did work manually a little bit, but then the calibration thing wasn't working, so I wasted paper anyways. But yeah, we're getting there. I'll at least put like these 4 stickers, 3, 4 in the shop for the next update. These ones will be actually handmade versus the Azzy one that's in there. The flood is so big. He's a big boy. The big corpo, how it has like the black there, but it doesn't everywhere else, is slightly, the other arm is driving me insane. I might change that. But yeah. And I think I'm gonna make the emotes a sticker sheet as well. So you can have like little emotes. I might make, I really like the vibrate one. I really like how, give me a second. Where is it? I want to put it on the screen. Wait. Okay, here's the one from Christmas. I don't know why, but it looks so fucking funny to me. I love the face. So I'm probably gonna make this one like a die cut or something. Just make it a bit bigger. Maybe not like a big 3x3, but maybe like a 2x2. But it's so funny. But yeah, we'll probably have like little, like I'll take the emotes, right? And I'll just sticker fry them, I guess, so that you can use them as stickers. I'm also thinking of taking the which one? Where is it? So for Polygon Pals, I have the I got these animal things. That's where the cat and dog were originally from. I just redrew them. But I'm thinking I'm gonna take these guys and make them into a sticker sheet as well. I have like a penguin, cat. I've got a bear. The doggo. Question mark is your favorite. And we got Froggle. I like my frog quite a bit. Oh, and monkey. Look at the monkey. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make these guys at least a sticker sheet. and knife, of course. Yeah. I noticed that the shop has gotten a few more what's it called? The shop has gotten views like every day. I don't know where they're coming from. But it sucks because the shop is closed right now. Oh my. So yeah, but I'm gonna be taking photos and stuff. And then of course I showed my my old setup for give me a second, for taking photos. I put on Discord. Okay, so this was back in January when I was taking product photos. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, so this is when I was taking product photos. You'll notice this is my old phone. I put it there for demonstration purposes of how I was taking photos, but it was literally like this. So I had the yeah, fun fact, the desk I'm sitting at has this vinyl on it, this wood vinyl. This is an IKEA desk. They wanted like 50% more for wood desk in this thing that I got. So I got the white one instead and just put vinyl on it. So I have a bunch of these rolls. I just went and got some Bristol board and put the vinyl on it that I had left over, and that's what I used for the backgrounds, so that it like kind of has the aesthetic that I want, but like, you know, it's not a whole ass another desk, you know, and I don't have to like take stuff off of my my desk. So this desk here is actually my work desk, and this was before I had everything set up for my new job. So I was taking product photos and video recordings and stuff, and basically the precarious, I have this so that camera is what I use for the cooking streams, and that wire is what hooks into the camera, which hooks into the USB port for whatever. But because the camera it attaches on the back, I unplugged it so that the phone would sit flat. Because I needed to use my hands to either take the photo or in the video, right? But like, I can't hold my hand with one hand and didn't do stuff because I needed both of them, right? And sometimes like for some of the videos and stuff, you have to like bring things really close to the camera and then like have it automatically focus out, and you kind of have to watch the camera while it's doing it, because you'll think you've got the recording and then you don't when you go play back. So you have to kind of watch it and do it. Anyways, and I have this mounting system for camera, but I had already tried the first time around to use the actual camera to take the photos. They look like ass. I don't know why, but they looked so bad. So that's why I used my phone. This is old phone for demonstration purposes, because its camera is way worse. Because I took it at like 2 p.m. Well, 12 to 2 p.m. because that's when the sun is out in January. And this was like the brightest place in my house, and it just could not take good photos, so I had to use the phone. And yeah, precariously placed. But because I have job and I you know, basically I saved all my money from my tax return for my teeth. And now that I've done the big first payment for the braces, I can spend a little bit of it on myself, which is why I got the printer. But the printer was $150 on sale, so I still had a budget, and I was like, you know what, this is kind of unacceptable. Because the thing is that that desk is now used for work stuff. So to clear that desk constantly whenever I need to take a photo or something and set everything up and then put everything there. I mean, right now it is like that, but that's just because it's the weekend. But like, it's a lot. So like if I wanted to do like a tripod mount, like, you know, like an angled thing, right? And show it in front, which I'll show a photo of what I mean in a second. Doesn't really work, right? So, where is it? There you go. I got a little tripod thing. It screws in. Oh my god. Oop. Okay. So you see, it's like an angle down from the camera. It's not right top down, right? So it's a tripod mount extension thing. It screws in to this generic camera mounting system, which is what is now I'm using it to take. That's what I used for the other photos. I screwed it in and had it clamp onto the camera. So it's like not a precarious balancing situation anymore. I just haven't taken a photo of the new situation yet. So I can take, like, you know, photos without risking my phone. So that was a much needed upgrade. And the other thing I got was a light. So there it is. Oh my goodness. Come on. Okay. Same location, exact same time of day. I literally, the only difference is that I turned on the light and had to change the camera rotation because the light was not good where it was. Because when it's vertical, the light is to the side, and so it looks funny. But if it's horizontal, the light is on top, so it, or the bottom, so it, you know, it looks better. Anyways, I turned on the light and then I used a slight warm filter. That's it. That's the only difference between the two. And the time of day was like, when was the time of day of this? 3 p.m. 3 p.m. So, I did some camera upgrades for the sticker stuff, and photos should be better and it should be easier for me to do them, and like I won't be risking my phone and stuff, which will be nice. It is funny though, because like now I have like stuff to do vlogs. That's the funniest part of this, is that like by getting a proper tripod mount for the camera and the phone, and then a little light that kind of goes with the on the mount, I can now do vlogs. And I recorded one for my my friends, just showing off the new thing. It's like the middle of the night. And yeah, I just turned it on and I'm like, hey guys, look, I can be a real YouTuber now. And the funny thing is that the light has like a warm and a cool setting actually. I didn't use it for the other photo, but yeah. And so I had changed it, and you can get like really, really warm, cozy feeling, which is great when I'm shooting at night. But you can also get the super cold, like gamer's first lighting system. You know when people do vlogs and it's usually like a gamer, and it's just the cold white light, and it's just them standing there and doing that. Oh, there's ads. Anyways, I got that stuff. So I'm pretty happy about it. It'll make my life easier. Especially because like I have to make a bunch of shorts. There we go. I have to make a bunch of shorts for the sticker stuff and the shop drop and stuff. And it's so much. Like recording it isn't bad. Editing it isn't too bad. But it's like not having a tripod mount and a light, surprisingly difficult, because the room I'm in, okay, it has no ceiling light. What I have is a $10, my teeth. I have a $10 light from IKEA lamp that I bought when I moved in, and it's in the corner, and it's just diffusing light for the whole room. And the room is pretty big because it's like the master bedroom, but I'm using it as a multi-purpose room because it's a weird shaped room. Perfect for VR though, because I can have the computer in one spot and then just where the bed is supposed to go, it's just VR space, which is nice. But yeah, this room, there's only one light. So it's not like I can just flick on a light switch, you know? And like, oh, the lighting problem's done, right? It's not. I need a light. So yeah, it's good to have those two things. Although I guess I'm gonna have to look into clear sticker paper. But I do have to do another Amazon order anyways. My dad wants me to buy something to repair something, but he won't tell me what I need to buy. It's like, you know, he'll just say to me, just buy, right? Like my screen door, there's a Charlie accidentally walked into it, and so now it's like pulled out of the frame. I think that's the word you want to use. The screen is a little bit out. I don't really have just the screen door at this time of year open. So I don't really have to worry about bugs right now, but like we have to get it fixed before the end of the year, and or at least fall, because fall has like 2 weeks where it's nice. Welcome back. So yeah, and so I have to do an Amazon order, but my dad's like, you just need to buy a roll of screen, and I'm like, what? Just buy a roll. It's on Amazon. I'm like, what am I? Measure your door, buy a roll. What? And then I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then he's like, oh yeah, also buy these clip covers, these wire covers. I'm like, okay, what do you mean by wire covers? And he's like, oh, I'll get back to you. And then he went camping for a week. And then I asked him, and I'm like, hey, what am I getting? And he's like, oh, I'll let you know. And then it doesn't know. Like, he was supposed to tell me if he had any, I think it's acetone for something. And he told me, oh, I think I have some, so you don't have to go buy it. I'll let you know. It's been 3 months. And I remind him every week I see him. Hey, Dad. You got any? Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll let you know. Yeah, at this point, and then I'm like, hey, let me know what exactly it is I need to buy. Like, at this point, I'm like, what do I need to actually buy? What is the brand name of this thing? How much of it do I need to buy for the thing I need to do? And he's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll check. I probably have some. So, like, I don't even get an answer on that. And the amount of times where he's like, why did you buy this thing instead of that one? And I'm like staring at him and I'm like, you told me to just buy whatever. And he's like, no, I told you the exact brand name in the group chat. And I'm like, scroll in the group chat. And he starts scrolling up and he's like, oh, I never sent it. And this is what I have to deal with. So yeah. But things are getting there. I did want to set up a rain barrel this year outside, but when I went to check how much a rain barrel was, the nice looking ones were like $500, $600, and I was like, for a piece of plastic? So I'm gonna think on that. Because like I can get a super cheap one for $100, but it doesn't look very nice. But I also kind of need to get a new mattress. And $500 for a rain barrel and $500 for a mattress. I'm pretty sure the mattress is more important. There's back to school sales in September for mattresses, so I'm just holding out. And then I have my dental surgery in October, so I'm also holding out for that. So like, pretty much I've bought all my fun stuff for the summer. Yeah. No more gifts for me. No more treating myself. That's okay though. I can save up and treat myself in November with Black Friday. Can you believe we're already halfway through the year? Over halfway through the year. We're halfway through July. Like, what on earth? Now I said it out loud. I'm just, ugh. You're fine. Are you vibing, Paul? I booked my vacation. Talked about it a bit last night, but I booked my vacation for the rest of the year. I have 8 PTO days that I want to use, but I don't know if I need to use them for the dental surgery. Because, like, it's on a Friday. So, at least I have the weekend to recover. But I may not want to go into work on Monday. You feel me? And apparently it's a pure liquid diet for a week. And I don't know if I can do that. I might just sleep the whole week and get through it, you know? So, like, even though I have 8 days sitting there and I could take a break in the summer, and I want to, what if I need them to take a week off? And then, of course, is the obligatory, like, illness. I find that I don't get sick as much now that I work from home mostly. But you never know. I do go into the office at least once a week. So, like, people have been pretty good so far about, like, not coming into the office sick. That's the thing, you never know. Because, like, pre-COVID, everyone came in 5 days a week. And there was a lot of us who had, like, really young kids. So what ended up happening was that, and it was always the managers. It was always the managers that caused the problem. So basically, it was the engineering department had a vague policy, and by vague I mean it was unofficial, and we yelled at you if you came in sick. We would just tell you to go the fuck home. Like, you came in sick, like everyone would say to you, go home. They wouldn't even let you talk. They'd just be like, go home. So you'd be bullied to go home. And if you messaged and you were like, hey guys, I have a cold, I'm not coming in today, no one would hold it against you, right? Because, like, we know that if you came in sick, it'd be bad, right? And it's not like you couldn't do work, it's just you were contagious, you know? So that was what we had casually. Now, this is like 2019, oh boy. We had a manager who didn't listen to us. Okay? He came in sick. Like, snotty, runny nose, coughing everywhere. Don't worry, guys, I took a Tylenol. Anyways, everyone stayed really far away from this guy. The whole department got sick. 60 people got sick from this one guy. And it wasn't all at once. There were 4 teams in 4 different quadrants on the floor in the department. And each team was wiped out for 2 weeks. So basically it started with him, and he got his team wiped out. Like, over the 2-week period, you would have basically the whole team was gone, right? And you can't have, like, we were releasing quarterly at the time, or not quarterly, monthly at the time. So like 2 weeks for a whole team being out is half of the monthly release period. And so it was like a big problem. And so they were wiped out. And of course they were pissed. They were really pissed. Now the problem is that it was rotating. So that team got wiped out. But some people came back all right, maybe too soon. Or other people just got sick and they passed it on later. So essentially one team would get wiped out, would come back slowly. And then another team would slowly, and then everyone would be gone. Because we all had cross-team meetings. So like, and we're all on the same floor, breathing the same air. Like, and I just remember everyone was pissed at that one manager. When everyone found out who was the source of the illness, everyone was pissed. Because it wasn't like, it wasn't the flu. Although I think some people had flu-like symptoms or got the flu. It was like, at least for myself when I got it, I got bronchitis from it. So that was fun. Someone else got the flu. Some other people just had a cold, but it was bad. And then from that time on, every time a manager said, oh, I'm not feeling well, we said, remember when so-and-so came in and wiped out the whole apartment? Go home. And they couldn't say anything to that. So when COVID hit, our transition to work from home was pretty seamless because our department already kind of worked in a someone could be sick today, you know, type of thing. But I don't even know how we got started on this. Anyways. Pre-COVID, man. Someone was like, isn't it amazing how we divide up time into pre-COVID, COVID, and post-COVID? And I was like, God, it's true, but I hate it. I don't even remember COVID. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I distinctly remember the day that they locked down. Or like the last day of freedom. And then between then and when I bought my place, I don't remember shit. Like I think I said when I was calculating, I was going through the old Twitch stats because I was interested in seeing. So because I did stream, I've been streaming since 2015, right? And I was interested in seeing how things had changed because like in 2015, I was streaming mostly like only game dev. And I think I was streaming twice a week, but my internet wasn't good and my mic wasn't good. And I didn't really have I couldn't upgrade anything. So it wasn't fun for me, and I don't think it was fun for people to watch. And I had tried, I did a couple camera on streams and I didn't like it because people are weird about women on the internet, especially in 2015, streaming game dev. So, I turned the camera off and there was just a floating voice in the void. And that was okay. But then because people were complaining about the mic and I couldn't fix it, I didn't even realize how bad it was until I recorded myself and listened back to it. That like, I was like, shit. So then I had no face, no voice, and that was okay. I think people still came to watch, but it was mostly just vibing to music while I was coding, and you couldn't really, that was pretty much it. So at some point, I forget, I think it was when I started that job, like the pre-COVID job. I stopped streaming because I was busy with job and then being exhausted from job. And then I think when COVID hit, I started to stream again, and I don't remember at all. When I was doing my stats, I was like, I streamed during COVID? What? Because I don't remember. And like, I understand why I streamed because everyone was moving to work from home, we could change our internet pretty easily. And I managed to convince my father. It was so hard because for the longest time, my dad was like, we don't need high speed. What we got is fine. And then he tried to play GTA. And it took 3 days to download. And he got so pissed off that he went and upgraded the internet. And then COVID hit. So we had it. And I could go on the internet longer. Because to stream before, I had to kick everyone off the internet. So because I was, I did a gap year after graduating, to work on the game full time. So I started to stream when I knew people wouldn't be home, but like people would probably still watch. Unfortunately, my dad would sometimes come home from work early on stream days. And then he wouldn't care if the camera was on or the mic was on. So he just like start talking or just randomly appear behind me. So whenever like I heard him come home, I'd have to rapidly end the stream. Because he'd be like, he'd come home and he'd be like, hey, I'm home. Like super loud. Slam the door, you know. And then he'd come upstairs and he'd be like, hey, so how was your day? And then he'd lean over and he'd look at my screen. He'd be like, what you up to? So I had to, okay, and he doesn't want to be online at all. So I'd have to be like, Dad, shut the fuck up. Streaming. And he's like, why are you streaming when I'm home? And I'm like, you're not supposed to be home for 30 more minutes. Or like, my sibling was skipping school at the time. So like, you know, I would just wake up on stream day and I'd be like, why are you home? And they'd be like, because I am. And I'm like, okay, that's what it is. Okay. So I'd have to like go downstairs and I'd kick them off League. I'd be like, get the fuck off the internet, I'm streaming. Why are you streaming? I want to play League. I don't care. You're not supposed to be here. Go for a walk. Play with the dog. What year was it? It was 2015. 2015, 2016-ish. So, like, there was that too. It's hard to stream when you have to, like, share the internet. And you don't have fast internet, and then people just have no no etiquette for like, even if I moved the stream to not be and interfere with people's schedules, like, it's still, you know, so yeah, it was rough. So yeah, when I was doing the stats and I saw, yeah, COVID, you streamed quite a bit, I was like, huh. Because I know when I moved out, I started to stream more. Just naturally, because I don't have to worry about people randomly walking in. And I mean, I guess Holly and Charlie interrupt the stream constantly, but they're dogs, so that's fine. Yeah, I don't really have to worry about people randomly just walking in anymore. And my internet is good, and I paid for a new mic and, you know, all that other stuff. And I guess it was 2021. No, it was 2021. 2020 that I made my first model. Anyways, at some point I was like, I want to get back into streaming. It must have been during COVID. And I made my first model. Because I remembered, I was like, oh, VTubers are like a thing now. That's cool. And I remembered Vroid. Because when I first saw it, it was marketed as like making 3D anime models, like in terms of like for games and stuff. But it had like pivoted to being VTubers or something like that. I don't know. I can't, you know, it's been so long. So I was like, oh, so I did that because it was like the easiest thing. Yeah. But yeah, and then I started streaming more regularly in 2022. Like, so I had moved 2021, end of 2021, and then I set everything up, and then 2022 hit, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, I was going through my VODs to try and find something to edit, and I was like, damn, I've been archiving VODs since 2023. Like, do I have any from 2022? I might. No, 2023 March is when I started archiving them locally. YouTube's a bit different. I also don't archive every single stream. Like, a lot of the game dev streams don't go up on there. Mostly because I like to talk shit during those streams. I don't want people to. I don't want bullshit to come up. Like if I say I'm frustrated at work, right? I don't want, I want that to go into the void, you know? I don't want my coworkers to go find it later and be like, oh, that's right, during this, some people are weird, but you know, like sometimes you'll be insecure about something and you'd be like, oh shit, what did they say on their socials? Like, are they pissed off? Right? And so you'll go check socials and then you'll be like, oh, their socials are normal. Okay, maybe I'm just overthinking things, right? And it's like, I just get pissed off really easily. So I don't want that, you know, coworker being like, I pissed them off. What did they say on social? And it's like, I'm pissed off. It's like, shit. You know, I don't know. So I don't archive that. And I've had to cut a couple stuff, but that was after I got laid off. So I was pissed off. You know. Oh, right. But because I went to that event last Sunday and I was talking to the professors at the school. I'm still shocked that, like, okay, so I went to judge a local game jam, and I was talking, some other professors were there from the school because they were asked to be judges as well. So I was talking to them and they asked me to be a guest lecturer for a couple stuff. So I was talking to them about like AI in the classroom and like, what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to talk about unit tests? Do you want me to talk about like good PR stuff? And like, what is something that you guys aren't teaching that, you know, you think maybe you should be talked about? And well, the first thing about the AI stuff was that it's so bad. She was telling me that she does paper exams, but other professors are digital only. And she said they're all switching back to paper because of the AI problem. I told her that when I was in university, I had a first year professor. And his mantra was that you're here to learn. And you're paying to learn, so everything will be structured for you to learn, right? So he gave us this small, thin textbook for our work or our class, and all of the assignments were questions in that book. And at the back of the book had all the answers. They didn't say how you got there, but it had the answers. And he said, you can absolutely cheat on all of your assignments and just put the answer down. You will get full marks. Right? This is day one. But he said to us, however, the final and the midterm will all be the same questions with values changed. So you can cheat, but maybe you won't be able to answer any of the questions on the exams, right? So yeah, and he said, you know, basically, the assignments are only going to be worth like 10%, and the midterm and the final is going to be worth the rest of it. But he said, you know, do the assignments, see if you get a wrong answer, like go check the back of the book, right? If you don't get the right answer, figure out why you didn't get it, right? Like that was his thing. He was like, if you can see the answer, and then work your way backwards to why you didn't get it, like you will learn more than if you just break down the answer, right? Or if he's giving you assignments, but like, you don't know if it's right or not. You're just kind of taking a guess. That was that professor. And that was great because I remember all of us in first year sitting around a table, just swapping notes on, like, we would do the assignment together, and then if someone didn't get it, we would like try to figure out why they didn't get it. So it helped a lot. And yeah, the midterm and the final were just the exact same. All the questions from the assignments, but with some values changed here and there. That's it. So I told the professor that, and she said that's a good idea. She said it's hard because the kids are, let me see, how do I put this? Because I don't like Gen AI at all, but a lot of companies allow it, but they want people to use it as an assistive tool, like spell check, not like generating your work. But realistically, everyone is just using it to generate their work, right? So, she said that's what they're seeing, and she said it's very difficult because all the kids don't they don't take feedback very well. That's when we start talking about PRs. There's a document about how to do a PR review to minimize hurt. Is that the right word? I don't know. It's like a sensitivity, right? Because programmers are very sensitive and they don't take feedback very well. So even if you like mean well, like, one, it's the wording of it is difficult. Two, it's like hi Fusty, thank you for the hand pat. It's the wording of it, and then there's like accepting it and also giving it, right? It's very difficult. So there's a guide on how to do it, and it basically, instead of saying you should do this, it's we should, right? You talk in terms of the team. How are you doing? We played Lizards Must Die, and now we're just chatting in general because I feel like it. So yeah, I was talking to the professor, and she told me that the kids can't handle anything. She said any sort of feedback, even about homework, they can't take feedback. They get aggressive. She told me that she had told, and she said this happened to multiple people. It wasn't just like one kid, but like she gave this third year feedback about their work and basically said like it doesn't work. You know, because they probably use Gen AI to generate it, and that person said to her that she was harassing them. And she told me that they use like you're harassing me to mean like you're like being mean, right? Or like gaslighting, or like, you know, they use all those words. And I was just like shocked because that's how you get fired. If you said to your coworker, you're harassing me because they gave you PR feedback, an HR investigation has to happen because of the word harass, and then it's not gonna look too good on you for that. And the thing is, I've had something like that happen to me before. I there was a coworker of mine who was super lazy. He would have everyone else do the work for him, and he would just be like incompetent. And I remember he took up a documentation piece of work, and we had decided we were going to document class by class because a bunch of us were hired and none of us understood what was going on. So basically we just said, okay, we're going to each take a class, and we're going to document the goddamn thing, and then it should be easier for us to understand, because they also use tons of acronyms in the code. And so I did like half of them because is my idea. And this guy took up one and he put up his PR, but he had spelling and grammar errors everywhere. And then he had to-dos everywhere. Like, these were big classes. And so I had responded, and there were like 50 comments because each spelling error, right? They were all different. So it wasn't like I could be like, oh, you copy and pasted this one spelling error everywhere, like you gotta fix it. It was like every single piece of documentation had a spelling error. Or like not updating variable names or signatures to get rid of the acronyms, or like the to-dos. Everywhere there was a to-do, I put like, hey, what's the status of this? Did you forget to push it? Right? And so yeah, at the end there was like 50 comments, and he got pissed and didn't work on it for 3 days. So I had given feedback. Some other people had also commented being like, hey, what's up with this? No, nothing, right? And he had gone to our manager and said I was racist because I gave too many pieces of feedback comments. And I had to prove that I wasn't racist. I had to go to another documentation PR from someone else that was recent and be like, here, I left 40 comments on this one. It's roughly the same size. You got to go. Thank you for joining, Paul. Have a good night. And like, it was so wild because I showed that like I do add tons of comments to other people's stuff too. It's not just him. Also, it was only one PR. I don't know why my manager amused this, but anyways, and then when I said let's look at his PR and I can show you it's the exact same type of comments, we went to load it up and he had deleted it. So he like made this claim and then like deleted the proof, and I just kind of looked at my manager and I was like, so we good? And my manager was pissed at this guy. And he was like, yes, it's fine, don't worry about it. But like, it was wild. So like when I hear the professor saying that, she gives feedback to the students, and they start saying she's harassing them for telling them their work doesn't work. I just remember that. And it just keeps getting worse. Because like I was talking to someone else recently about how it feels like so many people get into programming, right? And they think it's like an introvert's paradise. You don't have to talk to anyone. You could just sit there and code all day. But like when you're working in a team, it's social, right? Yeah, you do spend days without really talking to some people, but like you're still doing PR reviews and you still stand up and you still say hi and good morning to people. Like, like you still have to like talk to people. And just how poorly people communicate. I mean, even myself, I'm not the greatest, but you know, it's hard when you're when you're dealing with people who can't at all, right? Like, I remember this isn't really communication, but I remember there was a junior who joined a team years ago. She didn't stick around for very long, but her first PR, she had added an if false with like stuff going on in there. And I had said on her PR, hey, can you delete this dead code? Because we don't need it and it's like dead. And she refused. And it wasn't like she was a new grad. She had been working as a software programmer for years. I just guessed that like she had never done a PR review ever at her previous place. So she could just like merge whatever she wanted. And it was just a formality for a PR review. And I remember I had to go to my lead and I had to be like, hey, I'm sorry. And I just sent them the link and they were like, can delete the code. Right? And then she finally did it. But like, that was even like six years ago, right? So like, it's not like it's a new thing, but using the more extreme words are definitely new, apparently. So yeah, the professor asked me, maybe you can talk about how to do a PR review. Maybe they'll believe you because you're in the industry. I'm like, damn, okay. So maybe I have to do that at some point, but yeah, I have to go find those resources. Also, the nitpick markers changed. When I learned it, maybe it's just because the place where I worked was so emoji focused, but we used the bike for bike shedding to mean optional like nitpick. No one used nit. So like, I think I've had to explain myself multiple times now that bike means optional and it's shorter than writing optional. And like, some people don't even know what nit means. So I'm like, when I see people use nit, I'm like, oh, you mean nitpick, right? Or when people say like suggestion or optional or not for this, but a thought, right? Like, it's all clear that it's like not for the PR, but like, yeah, bike emoji for optional is no longer common apparently. And I'm like, I'm too ingrained in using the emoji. They're like, why don't you just put nit? And it's like, do you know what bike means? Yeah. Okay, well then why do I need to do that? The bike is fun. It adds color to the otherwise black and white nature of our PR review. But yeah, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to teach what a nitpick is. I'm gonna have to teach the wording you need to use, because you, like I was saying, you can't say you should, right? It should always be like we should, right? Talking in terms of the team, right? I mean, when you get into optional stuff, you're kind of like, optional. I think that maybe we should be doing it this way because of this reason. I don't know how you feel, right? Like those type of things, like it's like you're not really requesting a change. You're just kind of, oh no, right? I mean, you can always say, I don't know if we should be doing this way, right? Like you can still weify it. But yeah, teaching that is hard. It was hard when I was on Bitbucket because they didn't have like queuing comments like GitLab or GitHub does. So as soon as you posted a comment, you got an email about it, and it was hard because like, well, the number of emails was really high, but man, just having people immediately respond to you while you're like still reviewing is like so hard, right? Because you'd comment and you'd be like, I'm not sure why you're doing that, and then you'll see it later on and you comment and you'd be like, oh yeah, I see why you're doing it, never mind. But like between the first comment and the second comment, there could be like easily 10 minutes. And yeah, some people will respond and they'll be like, did you not look at this thing in this code? And it's like, no, I'm there now, I'm sorry. Right, so that's why I like the get queuing up comment thing, because if anything I say is stupid, or like I read later on that it's fine, it's like, oh okay, I'll just go delete it before I've posted it. And you know, they've seen the feedback. But also too, because sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, does this really need to change? I hate it, but does it really need to change? You know? That's the other thing about feedback. It's like, you'll see something and you're like, I hate this. It works. And I know we don't have time to make this not suck. But damn, I hate it. Right? And it's like, sometimes you can like comment and be like, ooh, I don't like this. Should we make a ticket to fix this later? So we don't forget. Or it's like, you just comment and you're like, I hate this, because you know the other person doesn't like it either. But it's hard when it's like, it's fine. I don't know how to explain it. When it's fine and you hate it and you're just like, I'll just move on with my life. It's fine, you know. It's hard. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm probably thinking of doing, if I do get formally asked to be, that's the thing, is like sometimes professors and stuff will ask you to do stuff and then they have no intention of, like, they do at the time, but then they don't later, about asking for stuff. So like right now doing I'm not like sitting here like, oh, they're gonna email me tomorrow and I'm gonna be able to, and I'm gonna do a lecture. It's sort of like, they will email me if they actually want me to be there, or they have the budget, or you know, whatever. Because I kind of said to them, like, let me know what you kind of need and I can probably put something together. But assuming that they get back to me, and assuming that they how do I put it, they like, I don't know, presentation. I think it's, yeah, the lecture. I'll probably record it as we'll do a stream of it, and I'll turn off all overlays and stuff so that I can have a recording and put it on YouTube. Probably on like the Assembly channel. That's where the other ones are. That way, if the professor ever wants the lecture, but like I'm busy, it'll be there. Because I did talk about doing a CMake lecture at some point, but like I don't know CMake well enough for that. Or Jenkins. But the other thing too is I'm working with like a 30-year-old system, so I don't even know if this is up-to-date Jenkins stuff or if I'm dealing with an old system. No. So there's a lot that I have to deal with, I guess. But you know, it'll be fine. Alright, I'm just looking at the time. It's It is late. I said 1 hour for chatting, and I think that's an hour and a half. So, thank you for joining. What do we got? What do we got? Who's streaming? Who's streaming? Oh. Okay, just ready McMuffin. That's safe. They're working on their mod for Armored Core. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the chatting, or the lizards must die. We'll be streaming again. When? It should be Tuesday, right? Yeah, it'll be Tuesday. I'll probably do random Snacko streams at some point, but I have to catch up on I have to catch up on stuff. That's why I haven't done it yet. Like last week it was because I was super busy, but this week I was tired, and then this coming week, like, I'm behind on stuff, so I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to play more Snacko. I'm sitting here thinking about it, but yeah. Alright, let's separate. But yeah, I'll see everyone on Game Dev for Tuesday, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll catch up to everything by then, and I can like chill out on Wednesday or something. I don't know. Alright, thank you. Good night, goodbye everyone.